Yeah, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's happening? So, of course, we got the huge mega fight coming up this summer, August 21st. Earl the Truth Spence Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao in Las Vegas. It's going down, man. This is gonna be a hell of a fight. You know, I'm pleasantly surprised. I haven't been more happy to be proven wrong in a long time with this Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence fight. I love the fact that Manny Pacquiao actually took the fight, and it's a beautiful thing. I didn't think he was gonna do it. You know, a couple of years ago, I made videos saying that Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao fight is gonna happen. I was so adamant about this fight happening when people were saying, "Oh, it ain't gonna happen." I'm like, look, bro, Errol is gonna get the Manny Pacquiao fight. Manny Pacquiao is gonna fight Errol Spence. Errol Spence will retire Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, you know, Manny started, playing these little games, where he came to the Mikey Garcia fight and acted like his whole objective was to see how Earl performed and then fight Earl after that. But he ended up fighting Keith Thurman. He had put up a poll for his next opponent. Who did y'all want to see him fight? He didn't add Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford to the list. And then after that, he won the title from Keith Thurman. That was July 2019. We haven't seen Manny Pacquiao since. Now, you can say, well, the pandemic is the reason. He could have fought another time in 2019 because, again, you fought July 2019. You could have fought September, October, November, December. You know what I'm saying? But he chose to take the whole rest of the year off. Of course, he living a double life. So he got his whole other thing going on in the Philippines with the political campaign and all of that. So that's understandable. Then you had the pandemic in 2020. Although other guys were fighting, Manny Pacquiao is coming from overseas, so I understand why that could kind of put a damper on his 2020. So, with all that being said, he ended up losing the WBA title that he won from Keith Thurman. They put him as champion in recess because of the inactivity. And then also when he was talking about coming back to fight, he was talking about fighting guys that weren't qualified, like Ryan Garcia, like Conor McGregor. You dig what I'm saying? So the WBA, they was like, man, look, we're not gonna stand for this. You're a champion. You ain't fought in 2 years, and when you come back, you're gonna have to fight like a #1 contender, or you're gonna have to unify. You're gonna have to, actually fight somebody that's worthy of a shot at that belt. And so they stripped him. And I believe since February 2021, they have been petitioning to get Manny Pacquiao his belt back because they elevated Ugas, who was a regular WBA champion. They elevated him to super champion and put Manny Pacquiao as champion in recess. And that's what this video is about. Will Manny Pacquiao get reinstated as the WBA super champion? That is a question that I have. And when you look at it like this, you look at the fact that Manny Pacquiao, he rightfully won a belt from Keith Thurman. He never lost a belt in the ring, and this is his first fight coming back since the victory over Keith Thurman. And then on top of that, he's fighting the #1 welterweight on the planet in Earl the Truth Spence Jr., who is currently the unified WBC and IBF champion, rated #1 on anybody's board at welterweight, and a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter. So, this with him coming back and fighting Errol Spence, one would have to believe that you gotta reinstate Manny Pacquiao as a WBA super champion because he's coming back. He's fighting the best guy in the division, and this should be for a unification match. I wanted to see Errol Spence fight Ugas only because it was a unification match, because I am a proponent of Undisputed. I am an advocate of Undisputed. I want to see Undisputed in all the divisions. You dig what I'm saying? And that's the reason I was really pushing for Errol Spence versus Ugas. But it's like now that Manny Pacquiao is actually, when I first heard that this Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao fight was announced, I'm like, I don't know, Manny Pacquiao don't have the belt. But then also I looked at Errol Spence's caption when he posted the advertisement for this fight, and in the caption, I know this is one of his terms, like one of his phrases, one of his slogans, just like man down, strap season. He put that in there, and I'm thinking, I'm like, and then he put blame Bob. That's a new one. You know what I'm saying? But when he put strap season, I'm like, Now we know he's the unified champion, but when Errol Spence say strap season, that means he looking to collect straps. I think that behind closed doors, Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao both were probably prompted about the possibility of Manny Pacquiao being reinstated as the WBA champion. You know what I'm saying? I think that was probably one of, aside from the obvious reasons why this is a great fight. It's a huge money fight. This will be the biggest fight of 2021. It's a huge mega fight. You got two stars. You got Manny Pacquiao, who is a legend, a superstar, mega star. And you got Errol Spence Jr., who is a big star that is on his way to superstardom, like household name shit. Like, this fight is going to make Errol Spence Jr. a household name. Then it's the money, the pay-per-view, all the notoriety. It's legacy. Everything. This is a legacy fight. This is a chasing greatness fight. This is a legacy fight for Manny Pacquiao, because if he can beat Errol Spence, bro, he's in the GOAT conversation. He already in the GOAT conversation for a lot of people, but he definitely solidified his spot in the GOAT conversation if he can beat Errol Spence. Legacy. He already did that with Keith Thurman. Legacy. With Errol Spence Jr., you get a legend on your resume. Manny Pacquiao, you get a victory over Manny Pacquiao. That make your resume look spectacular. That's going to stand out over any other victory that you had thus far. You know what I'm saying? And then also Manny Pacquiao, he's just a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? And this is a huge legacy fight for both guys. So aside from all of the obvious reasons why this fight makes sense, you add the fact that it's for a unification. That's where this shit goes to a whole nother level, because you're talking about possibly an undisputed fight between the winner out of this fight and Terrence Crawford next. You know what I'm saying? So I think they gotta reinstate Manny Pacquiao as a WBA champion. You've seen it done previously with Devin Haney. When Devin Haney, he had the shoulder injury, and this was pretty strange. You know, Devin Haney had the shoulder injury. As soon as it happened, it's like they ain't even really give him time. They just put him in champion in recess. I'm like, God damn, you ain't even get a brother time to recover. You know, but he made his case. You know, I believe they went and appealed the decision to put him in champion in recess. And, you know, once Devin Haney recovered, he had his surgery, came back, they reinstated him as a WBC lightweight champion, rightfully so, because he never lost the title in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And as far as with Manny Pacquiao, it's the same situation. It's like, now that he's coming back, now if Manny Pacquiao was coming back to fight Ryan Garcia or something, then no, he shouldn't be reinstated. But he's coming back, he's fighting Errol the True Spence Jr., the #1 fighter at welterweight. You gotta give him back the belt, because it makes the fight that much more colossal, that much more important, that much more significant. And then on top of that, I'm pretty sure the WBA want to be involved with a mega fight like this. You dig what I'm saying? So it makes all of the sense in the world to reinstate Manny Pacquiao as the WBA champion. You know what I'm saying? I don't see why they wouldn't do that. So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. You know, do y'all think that the WBA will reinstate Manny Pacquiao? You know what I'm saying? Or you feel like they just gonna let Ugas hold the title? You know, Ugas out here taking pictures in pretty cars and on yachts, and you know what I'm saying, wearing shirts like this, but his shit got Hawaiian patterns on him. He got Versace. His shit costs thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? He out there with beautiful Spanish women and things. He done got the belt and start going crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sorry, Ugas. You know, I like you, Ugas. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but hey, man, I'm trying to see unifications around this bitch. So if they have to put you back as a regular champion and upgrade Manny to his rightful position so we can make this a title unification match with 3 titles on the line and the ring championship, oh, man, you got to do that. it only makes sense. So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Contender Regime Boxing. I'll holla at y'all boys, man.